Good evening once more.
Good evening.
So today we are going to learn about entomology. And before we begin, just to introduce myself, I'm Miss Cecilia and I'll be taking you through this course. Yes, somebody's talking. So we'll begin from the objectives. So by the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to 1. Define meanings of terms used in entomology. 2. Name the branches of entomology. And 3. Explain the importance of entomology. Then 4. We describe insect classification. So we move to the next slide. Can you see the next slide from your side?
No, we can see only the biology introduction part.
Okay. Let me try. It has come now.
Yes.
So the next slide is about the definition of terms. And we begin by the first term, that is entomology. Kindly someone to read for me what is there.
The term entomology is derived from 2 Greek words. Entomon means an insect and logos means to study. The term insect is derived from the Latin word insectrum, which means cut into. Insect, a class of invertebrates that includes bugs, beetles, butterflies, bees, and more. Insects have 3 body parts: head, thorax, and abdomen, 6 legs, and usually 2 pairs of wings.
Okay, thank you. So in this unit, we are mostly going to know what the insects are, their classification, and then majorly we want to focus about the insects. This unit is only about the insects. So even from the definition of terms, from the first word we've said that is just from the unit itself, the name is entomology, and now the first word we want to define it as entomon. So entomon, from the word entomology, we say it means an insect. And then now logos, we all know logo or logi or logos, we all know it's about to study. So here we want to study more about the insect. That is what is there. Then the next one is insectum. So the term insect is derived from the Latin word insectum, which means cut into. So these insects, they have body parts, and these body parts are cut into parts. That's why here we say the insect is derived from the Latin word insect, which is to cut into. Then we go ahead and say that insects, this is a class of invertebrates. They include the bugs, beetles, butterfly, bees, and more. So these insects have 3 body parts, that is the head, thorax, and abdomen. And also they have 6 legs, and they're usually 2 pairs of wings. So let's go to the next slide. The next slide is about the branches of entomology. So in entomology, the scientific study of insects encompasses several branches or subdisciplines that focus on specific aspects of insect biology, behavior, ecology, or applied research. These branches include systematic entomology, and this involves the identification, classification, and naming of insects. This is what majorly taxonomists use to study insects specimen to determine their relationship. They describe also the new species and organize them into hierarchical categories. We also have the next one, which is the behavioral entomology. This field examines the behavior of insects, including their social interactions, communication, mating behavior, feeding habits, and navigation. And it also investigates the ecological and evolutionary factors that influence insect behavior. So here, majorly, we want to just look at the branches of this entomology. That is the systematic entomology, behavioral ecology entomology. We have agricultural entomology. Then medical and veterinary entomology. We have forensic entomology. And in forensic entomology, we say forensic entomologists apply their knowledge of insects to assist in criminal investigations. They also use the presence of insects in their life cycle stages and behavior to estimate the time of death or location of a crime scene. We also have conservation entomology, then applied entomology, which also involves the practical application of entomological knowledge to solve real-world problems. And this can include developing integrated pest management strategies, designing insect control methods, or studying the impact of insects on human activities. We also have molecular entomology. So these branches are just so many, but then these ones, I managed to only find these ones, but the rest you can as well find for yourself. Then we go to the next slide. So our next slide is all about the importance of this entomology. We want to know the importance of these insects. How are they important to us? What are their benefits to us? What are those things that they do that are not good for us? Also, those are among the importance. So we say entomology plays a crucial role in various aspects of our lives and has significant importance in several ways. So we have the first importance is that it's there for agricultural productivity. So insects have a direct impact on agricultural productivity as they can both beneficial, as they can be both beneficial and detrimental to crops. So entomologists study pests, insects that damage crops and develop effective pest management strategies to minimize crop losses. They also study beneficial insects such as pollinators, which are essential for the reproduction of many crops. So these insects, some of them helps in pollination, others are bad and then they may damage the crops. So here we study both the positive and the negative effects of this insect. And then we also say they also impact on human and animal health. And then here we say many insects are vectors of diseases that affect humans and animals. Entomologists investigate disease-transmitting insects such as mosquitoes and ticks to understand their biology, behavior, and control methods. Their research helps in development of effective strategies for disease and prevention and control. So one of the insects that impact negative on human health is the mosquito, because once you're bitten by the mosquito, obviously, you know, if it's a mosquito that spreads malaria, you'll get malaria. And then for the animals, we get that they get affected by the ticks. And this tick sucks blood, which sometimes may lead to the animal being anemic. And then now biodiversity conservation. Insects represent the largest group of animals on Earth, comprising a significant portion of global biodiversity. Then entomologists play a vital role in documenting, studying, and conserving insect species and their habitats. They assess the health ecosystem, monitor population trends, and identify endangered or threatened species to guide conservation efforts. We are still on the importance. Insects also play diverse roles in ecosystem as pollinators, decomposers, prey, predator, and competitors. Here we say entomology studies the ecological interactions of insects with plants, other animals, and their environment. This knowledge helps in understanding ecosystem dynamics, food webs, and the functioning of natural resources. They also help in forensic investigation. Just as we said, one of the branches of entomology is forensic entomology. So here the insects help in forensic studies, and they provide valuable information in criminal investigation, particularly in estimating the postmortem interval or the time since death and locating crime scenes. Insects evidence collected from human remains can help determine the circumstance surrounding a crime and assist in legal proceedings. So again, these importance are so many, but we'll just do them, the few that we have. I'll go straight to the last one, cultural and education value. So insects have cultural significance and often play important roles in folklore, art, literature, and traditional practices. They also provide educational opportunities to learn about biodiversity, ecological relations, and interconnectedness of species. So again, entomology, education, and outreach programs help foster an appreciation for insects and promote environmental stewardship. So again, we go to our, I think it's the last objective we have for the day. And this is classification of insects. As we all know, all animals begin from the kingdom Animalia. Then we go to the phylums, then the class, order, and then maybe the genus and the species. So here we say that the insects belong to the class Insecta, and they are classified into various taxonomic ranks based on their characteristic, evolutionary relationship, and shared features. So the classification hierarchy of insect is as follows. Just as we can classify human beings, we say human beings belong to the kingdom Animalia, then the phylum Chordata, then we classify the human being as we go downwards. So here, the insects belong to the kingdom Animalia. So insects are part of the animal kingdom, which include all multicellular organisms that are heterotrophic and lack cell walls. When we say heterotrophic, we say that they can't make their own foods. They depend on something for food. And now we go to the phylum. Phylum Arthropoda. Insects belong to the phylum Arthropoda. That's why they are called the arthropods. So insects are a member of phylum Arthropoda, which includes organisms with segmented bodies, jointed appendages, and an exoskeleton. Other arthropods include spider, crustaceans, and millipedes. The class Insecta. The class is the Insecta. This class includes insects, and they are characterized by a 3-part body, that is the head, thorax, abdomen, and then they also have 6 legs and typically one or 2 pairs of wings. Then we go to order. There are numerous orders of insects, and some major ones include Coleoptera. So here now the orders are different. You can have the order of Coleoptera, that is the beetles, and then Lepidoptera, the butterflies, and the Diptera, which are the flies, Hymenoptera, the bees, the wasps, and ants, Then Hemiptera, the true bugs, Orthoptera, grasshoppers, crickets, and Chaetidids. Then Odonata, that is the dragonfly. And then we have the family. Each insect order is further divided into families. Family group together closely related genera. And the plural is the genus of insect that share similar characteristics. Insects are also classified into their genus. And a genus is a taxonomic rank above species and below family. And it represents a group of closely related species that share common characteristics. We also say the insects are also classified into species. And here we say the species is the basic unit of classification and represents a group of organisms that can interbreed to produce fertile offsprings. Each species is given a unique two-part scientific name known as binomial nomenclature, consisting of the genus name followed by the species name, e.g. Apis mellifera for the western honeybee. So from the points that we've reached at, this marks the end of our lesson. And for anyone who might need further, for anyone who might need to read further about the insect, so you can use the link that is there or the book that is named down there. Otherwise, thank you. And if anyone has a question, you can ask. Anyone with a question?
Everything is clear, madam.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you for your time.
Goodbye.
Bye.